Hello students, I am Ravina Nikhar, Assistant Professor from Department of BBA, IIMT College of Management, Greater Noida. So today's topic is e-banking, its introduction, advantages and disadvantages. So what is e-banking? If I want to say about the e-banking, it is also known as virtual banking or the online banking, which is an electronic payment system that enables customers of a bank or other financial institutions to conduct a range of financial transactions through the financial institution's website. So, what can I talk about this? That e-banking is something which we can do on any bank's website, that we are doing the online transactions and we are sending and receiving the money. Then, the internet banking is a term used to describe the process whereby a client executes banking transactions via electronic means. This type of banking uses the internet as the chief medium of delivery by which banking activities are executed. The activities clients are able to carry out can be classified to as transactional or non-transactional. The transactions are always in monetary terms in e-banking. Electronic banking aids users to get access through their funds through an electronic medium, thereby eliminating the requirement for the bank's customers to visit the bank to do financial transactions. Now, what does it mean? That we are standing in a queue for a longer period of time every day. Yes or no? Right? So, this used to happen few years ago, but due to the introduction of e-banking, what we are doing now is carrying out the transactions at home, at our place and through our mobile phones every day. Right? If we want to do some kind of fixed deposit, so do we have to visit the banks? Yes? No, we don't have to visit the banks. What do we have to do? We have to just open our mobile phones, and then we have to open the bank's website. We have to log in with our ID and password, and then we can use the bank services on our phones itself. We don't have to visit the banks and stand in a long queue for this purpose. Since a great number of customers are now using the internet for a host of their daily activities, this digital medium of banking makes banking far accessible and convenient for the users. The users are able to use the e-banking systems conveniently for their purposes. How can we say that this is convenient? Because we don't have to travel for long hours or minutes to go from one place to another and carry out our banking activities. What do we have to do? We just have to open our mobile phones again at our convenience. It means whenever we want and wherever we want. Electronic banking is also known with the names like e-banking, virtual banking, online banking or internet banking. In simple words, the electronic banking is the use of electronic and telecommunications network for delivering different sort of banking products and services. Moreover, a customer can easily access his bank account and carry every transactions by using his computer or mobile phone with the help of e-banking. In other words, electronic banking can be described as the use of electronic delivery channels for banking products and services and is a subset of electronic finance. Now we have the cash and we go to the banks for deposition, so we have to carry the hard money. But due to the introduction of e-banking, we can carry the electronic finance everywhere and anywhere at our own convenience. Customer easily accesses his bank's account and carry the transactions like the fixed deposit or carrying out any transactions like investment in some portfolio, investment in RDs, that is recurring deposits. They can carry out National Electronic Fund Transfer, which is also known as NEFT, RTGS, that is real-time gross settlement, etc. So, what do we understand by this? That electronic banking has become very convenient for use to us, and we can carry out a number of activities at our own place, thereby not going anywhere at our own convenience. I think you all understood this point. Now, let's see what are the advantages of e-banking or internet banking. As in the introduction, I have already discussed with you the point of convenience. What is convenience? Banks that offer internet banking are open for business transactions anywhere in a country. A client might be as long as there is internet connection. Apart from periods of maintenance, services are available 24 hours a day and 365 days round the year. I have already discussed with you that you can carry out the transactions anywhere and at any time. What does it mean? It just means that you can carry out the transactions 24/7 and 365 days round the year. But there is only one requirement, and what is that? That is the internet connection. And apart from this, when is the service not available? The service is not available at the time of the website maintenance. Otherwise, the services is available 24 hours a day and 365 days in a year. Second one is low cost banking service. E-banking helps in reducing the operational costs of banking services. Better quality services can be ensured at low cost. So, e-banking helps us to lower the transactions. How can we lower the transactions? We can lower the transaction cost by paying the less amount, which are just very low, that is 20 to 30 rupees, as you have seen. For example, whenever you are booking a railway ticket, you can see the convenience charges, that is just 20 to 30 rupees. Okay, so like this there are various such examples. Next, third one is the higher interest rate. Lower operating cost results in higher interest rates on savings and lower rates on mortgages and loans offered from the banks. So, we don't have to pay the higher interest rate. Banks provide the higher interest rate compared to the other private institutions. There are the lower operating cost, but the interest rates in the banks are higher than the other private financial institutions. Then the fourth one is the transfer services. The transfer services of online banking allows automatic funding of accounts from long established bank accounts via electronic fund transfers. Transfer of services is also very easier. For example, if you want to transfer some amount, for example like 5,000 rupees or so into your friend's account, so what can you do? You can just open the bank's website on your phone, and then you can transfer the amount by using the UPI ID of the friend, and the transfer takes place within just a few seconds, right? Next one is ease of monitoring. A client can monitor his or her spending via a virtual wallet through certain banks and applications and enable the payments. For example, you can see the Paytm wallet. What do? Whenever you feel like your bank server is down, so for the safe purpose, what do? For the safe purpose, you spend some of your money or transact some of your money into your wallet, and then you can use the money in your wallet anywhere and anytime at your own ease. Next one is ease of transaction. The speed of transaction is faster relative to the use of ATMs or customary banking. So for example, if I want to check the balance of my account, if I go to the ATM, then what happens? I will have to stand in a queue, and whenever I will use the ATM, I will have to enter my debit card number or the account number, and then I will have to process it through some transactions. Then only I can see the account balance. But in my phone, how can I see it? I will just use my UPI ID and its password, and I can easily see the accounts balance in my e-wallets. That is, you can see through the Paytm, PhonePe, Google Pay, etc. Then next one is discounts. How does e-banking offer discounts? The credit cards enables and the debit cards also enables the customer to obtain discounts from retail wallets or the retail outlets. Next point is the discounts. The credit card and debit cards enables the customers to obtain discounts from retail outlets. For example, while you are shopping online or you are shopping at an outlet, what happens there? Whenever you use the Paytm or anything like PhonePe or Google Pay, what do you see? You see that the discount is offered by various retail outlets for you. For example, Flipkart gives a discount of ₹1000 for those who are having Citibank cards. Next, quality service. E-banking helps the bank to provide efficient, economic and quality service to the customers. It helps the bank to create new customers and retaining the old ones successfully. The banks have grown at a large scale. Why these have grown? Because they are efficient in providing the quality service to its customers. Next one is anytime cash facility. Anytime cash facility, I can also call it as ATM, that is any time machine or automated teller machine. Okay, so ATM machines can be used to obtain the funds by the customers anytime and anywhere. Next, let's look at some of the disadvantages of internet banking or e-banking. First is the high startup cost. E-banking requires high initial startup cost. It includes internet installation cost, cost of advanced hardware and software, modem, computers, and cost of maintenance of all computers. Setting up e-banking requires a high cost maintenance. Therefore, it is very tough to install e-banking services anywhere and everywhere. Okay, but apart from these also the banks have done so far. Next, security concerns. One of the biggest disadvantages of doing e-banking is the question of security. People worry that their bank accounts can be hacked and accessed without their knowledge, or that the funds they transfer may not reach the intended recipients. So there is always some concern that whether my money has been transferred to my friend's account or not. So for this purpose I will have to check again and again that whether my money is deducted and whether my friend's account is credited or not. So there is always some security concern for the same. Next is training and maintenance. E-banking requires 24 hours supportive environment, support of qualified staff. Bank has to spend a lot on training to its employees. Shortage of trained and qualified staff is a major obstacle in e-banking activities. So there is always some training and maintenance cost which is required for the e-banking, because there are so many people in India who don't know about the maintenance and how to use e-banking. Okay, so for this purpose there should be training and development program which is to be provided by the banks. Next one is transaction problems. Face-to-face meeting is better in handling complex transactions and problems. Banks may call for meetings and seek expert advice to solve issues. There are always some transaction problems, right? Yes or no? So why is this transaction problem? It is because the transactions cannot happen or may not happen sometimes. Next one is the lack of personal contact between customer and banker. Customary banking allows creation of a personal touch between a bank and its clients. A personal touch with a bank manager can enable the manager to change terms in our account, since he or she has some discretion in case of any personal circumstantial change. It can include reversal of an undeserved service charge. So there is always a lack of personal contact between the customer and banker, because I am doing at my own ease and the banker is doing at their own ease. So if I want to talk directly with the bank regarding any issues, I cannot talk directly. I will have to first file a complaint, take the help, and then I will have to use the e-banking system. So that's all for today. Have a nice day.